The Caribbean does not produce or manufacture firearms, but illegal guns proliferate the region. According to Interpol, firearms were used in more than 70% of murders in the Caribbean. So where are the guns coming from? Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Ernest Hilaire, at the weekly Monday morning press briefer ahead of cabinet, challenged developed countries to stem the flow of guns into the region.
We've asked them, can you stop all the guns that are coming into our country? We don't make a gun in St. Lucia. You make the guns. They come from your country into our country. Can you help us by stopping it? Do they? Do they?
According to a New York Times article on how American gun laws fueled Jamaica's homicide crisis, quote, law enforcement officials, politicians, and even gangsters on the street agree it's the abundance of guns, typically from the United States, that makes the country so deadly. And while the argument over gun control plays on a continual loop in the United States, Jamaicans say they are dying because of it at a rate that is 9 times the global average. End quote. Thus far in 2022, Jamaica has recorded upward of 1,300 homicides. Hilaire wants reciprocity in the fight against gun running and narcotic trafficking.
If there is a supply line of guns constantly into the country that we almost incapable of stopping because of the nature of our borders and the people who are bringing them in and their contacts overseas, then we have a problem that is beyond our shores. Now, if you analyze it, this is not restricted just to St. Lucia. Look at how it's exploding in Barbados, in some of the other islands.
By land, by sea, through porous borders, high-powered semi-automatic weapons are infiltrating society at an alarming rate. Videos surfaced online this past weekend of the sound of automatic gunfire rattling the back alleys and corridors of Vieux. Despite the enactment of stringent gun laws and the seizure of weapons, the illicit use of firearms continues unabated.
We also have to pursue a very activist international effort for the people responsible for guns to address it. I mean, how much money can we spend? How many more policemen we can put on the ground if constantly, every day, guns are leaving certain countries and coming to ours? Now, I don't think we have fought it at that level as well. We fought it at the level of social intervention. We fought it at the level of law enforcement. But we need to add a third dimension now. We have to. We just cannot continue to keep quiet and guns are just being pumped into our country.
The Deputy Prime Minister says he will champion the cause for greater international responsibility as it relates to illegal firearms trafficking into the region. He says a pressure campaign is imperative given the capacity of the more advanced jurisdictions from which the guns emanate and the illicit drugs are bound. Solange Alfred, HTS News Force.